Everybody thought this 10 years ago. Generic intro into that goes Moo here, back with another Scott the Woz reaction. Today we are doing the newest Scott the Woz video, which is same name, different game. As you can see in the thumbnail, there's two games named Prey. I know about Madden 25 because one was the 25th anniversary of Madden. I think that it was like, oh god, was it like 2011? Or actually it might have been earlier than that. I think it was way earlier than that. But now we have Madden 25 coming out in a couple weeks actually. Spider-Man games, Aladdin, I've actually never seen Aladdin. You can check a reaction to the last Scott the Woz video, which is where I was told that I should watch this one. It was the Connect for Xbox 360. I'll leave it right up there. Also, link down below in the description. And I really should make a Scott the Woz playlist so you can binge watch all of them going in chronological order. Also, shout out to the patrons because they get all the videos a day early, and I could not do this if it was not for them. I really could not do this without them. $3 a month. $3 for an entire month goes so far in supporting the channel, and you get 16 videos a week a day early, or right around 16. Sometimes more. Usually it's not less than that. It's usually minimum 16. But I do read all your comments, whether you're a patron or not, whether you're subscribed or not. But I hope you are subscribed. We're approaching 100,000 subscribers, and I do read all your comments, so definitely send down below. Actually, my mother is cleaning up the attic at my parents' house, and she found my childhood Xbox games, and I don't know if I should like put a picture of those in a video, or maybe I'll do that in the next Scott the Woz video. I sent it to Taylor, and he like broke down a list of everything like that. I like went through and memories I had with those, so I don't know, because I saw the childhood game collection, which it's obviously not that, but it's all these like individual games. I have some very, very specific memories. But let's go ahead and jump into same name, different game. All right.
Hey y'all, Scott here. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I should be more specific. You don't want to get me confused
specific
with any of the other hey-alling Scotts around here.
Are there any other Scotts like that? Like who?
For example.
Nope. I would not confuse you for him.
Just in case we're both here at the same time and you need to know who to shoot, I've
Scott
decided to say goodbye to my old name, and from here on out, I'm to be referred to by the one thing that's wholly unique to me.
What?
Hey guys,
is that supposed to be a phone number? Portal. I played Portal recently.
With a medium as old and broad as video games.
Oh, so much fun.
We were always bound to have this issue.
Oh,
My favorite
yeah.
video game is titled Football.
Madden. Wow, really?
And
That's a lot of footballs.
fish swim.
Madden 25 is about to come
Name,
out.
Different game.
Also, I
because
know this is a
life
new
wasn't
Scott the Woz
hard
video.
enough. Hey, loads of game franchises consist of nothing
and people
but
are like, you should
consistent
watch this one. I was like,
re-releases,
and
or
people
just
liked it,
different
so I guess
versions
we're
of
doing
the
it.
same concept. Like, for example,
They cashed
how
in
many
on those
games
naming
out there are
rights.
just titled Tetris, you know? But
True.
see, that I can
Yeah, my mom
understand.
found my
This,
childhood game collection. Or me and my
the
brothers.
opposite of that statement is you can't oversit. Star Fox for Atari 2600.
I'm talking like old, like Xbox, like original Xbox games.
Colors, shapes, lines. That's Star Fox.
It's always been a funny little novelty out 10 years before Nintendo's Star Fox debuted. Star Fox debuted.
Any
I'd
relation?
bet that
No?
60% of the Atari game library is space shooting based, so they definitely just titled this by picking two words at random, with one of them being galactic as
And then Nintendo was
man,
like,
just call it Space Noun. But then Nintendo made a game that was, quite literally,
called Star Fox.
a Star Fox. And they had to fight to name it that. Over
They
in
had to
Europe,
fight?
they had to settle for the titles Starwing and Lilac Wars for Star Fox 64. I thought that was due to this game giving them copyright troubles in certain territories.
No, they just...
Or this game. Yeah, this is Star Fox for Commodore 64.
Are there 3 Star Fox games?
My god, there are fewer games called banana. This isn't like a normal word. How did 3 different groups of people settle on the same
Star
name?
Fox.
With that name being fucking Star Fox.
Not
I'm so excited to debut my brand new game. What do you mean that title's already taken?
Turns out, these games have nothing to do with why Star Fox couldn't be called Star Fox in Europe.
What?
It was because of this German company, Star Vox. The name was just a little too similar for Nintendo to move ahead with that title.
Because in Germany,
Star
W is
Fox for
pronounced
Commodore
like a
64.
V.
Hell, that did the opposite and was titled something else in North America. That brings up a good point. How different regions can make for the worst next 40 seconds of my life.
Final
The Final
Fantasy
Fantasy
2?
series was notorious for skipping and renaming entries when bringing them over from Japan, leading us to having 2 completely different Final Fantasy 2s.
Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever heard about Final Fantasy
in
that's
North
not
America was
younger than
actually
7.
Final Fantasy 4 in Japan, with 3 being 6. Well, that can already be confusing, but what if we want to take things a step further? What about the DS remake of Final Fantasy 3? The WonderSwan version of Final Fantasy 2?
I have a couple Final Fantasy games. I've never played them.
Many of these games, at their core, are the same, even if they sure don't look like it. But
Is
we'd
it gonna
be here
dunk on
all
the
day if
DS?
we counted all the re-releases and remakes out there. So let's try and stick to completely different games, like
Thank God!
Prey and Prey.
Oh,
These two
Prey
games
and Prey.
have nothing to do with
Well,
each
one's
other.
360, one's
Even
Xbox
this
One.
is supposed to be a reboot of that. And
Oh, they're
that
actually
was meant to get
supposed
a
to be a
sequel
reboot?
for years, eventually getting canceled, with this getting announced later on. But this was never meant to be that. Prey from 2017 was not developed with the intention of being connected in the slightest to Prey from 2006. Publisher Bethesda just noticed this game has aliens, that game has aliens.
Let's call it Prey.
What else are we gonna do? You know, that game has the color
Race
brown.
me-
Well,
Muppet-
this game has the color brown. Bethesda forced the developers to title this game Prey, maybe because after
Why?
canceling Prey 2 in 2014, they wanted to nab some brownie points from fans for announcing something.
Prey that
Took
big of a
anything
game?
Prey related just 2 years later at E3 2016, and just bring a cat out on stage at that point.
Aw.
This decision alienated fans of the original game and newcomers to the franchise, which
So nobody won.
Another reason to be pissed off. Math.
What does this
Nah.
have to do with Prey?
There's another Prey
About as
game.
much as Prey has to do with Prey. Prey, an alien
Not to be
encounter
confused
for
with
the
Prey.
Amiga CD32
Also, apparently the
from
Kinect for the 360 was
1993.
way ahead of
Sure,
its
we have
time.
a
Apparently
subtitle
there's like
here, but is
security
that really gonna stop
at
you from
airports
just
that use
calling
it.
it Prey? 3 products, 2 of which
Stuff
from the
like
same
that.
franchise,
And some
all called
doctors, I
Prey,
think,
all
sometimes.
involving aliens, all in first person, with nothing to do with each other. And you know what?
Wait, there's
What are you doing the
there's
rest of
a
the day?
fourth one. Is that a movie?
Which brings us to products which, just like Prey, use the alphabet in their titles.
Disney's Aladdin on Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo is one of the most infamous examples of same name, different game. Hell, you can say the same about loads
Alien.
of games from this era.
What in the
Nowadays,
world?
multi-platform games are barely different across the consoles they're on. Sure, some
Yeah,
versions
they're
may
very-
look better or worse than the others, but at their core,
That's just a hardware thing.
these are all the same game. However, that wasn't always the case throughout gaming
Or I
history.
guess what-
Aladdin
yeah,
is the
what they have
poster
to
child for this,
turn
alright?
down to.
One version on
I've been
Genesis
doing What
developed
Happened by Matt
Virgin Games,
McMuscles.
another on SNES developed by Capcom. That's a cute little factoid. I wonder what others think of it.
Welcome to Mistake Making 101. Step 1. Do this.
This is like one of a retro gaming enthusiast's favorite debates to have. Which version of Aladdin is better? That may sound like
Well,
a compliment,
I've never
but
seen Aladdin.
Look at these debates, man. They're both good games.
What does he want to do to his game console?
But time and time again, the Genesis release is considered the best. Hell, even Shinji Mikami, the designer of the SNES version, prefers this one. Well, in my
Wow.
opinion, I find the Super Nintendo game to be rock solid. It has a pretty unique acrobatic flow to the level design, focusing less on
And
combat
what year
and
did this
more
come
on
out?
traversing the stage smoothly, which I feel represents the movie fairly well. In comparison, the Genesis game features actual weaponry.
Oh, nice.
Boy!
Disney
What
allowed
would you
that?
pick here? Isn't the choice obvious? I honestly find the Genesis version to be
Yes.
way more annoying. There's no tactility to hitting enemies. It doesn't
It's
feel
just
like you're
walk
doing
up and hit it.
anything to them half the time. Just some funky-ass hit detection in addition to some level design quirks that are annoying or confusing or just flat out bland. Like on Super Nintendo, these stage layouts feel finely crafted. There's such an awesome rhythm to platforming here. However, Genesis definitely
I can
takes
see what
the
he
cake
means.
when it comes to the aesthetics. I mean, look at this animation.
that a cloud
It is
moving in the background?
So smooth, like it's ripped right from the movie. And hey, what do you know? Actual Disney animators worked on this version.
Oh.
And I can't lie,
That
the
might
sword
explain it
is
then.
cool to have. In Capcom's game,
Is that a
it almost
sword or a
feels
knife?
completely
Doesn't seem very
powerless.
large.
So my stance is SNES is the better game, though Genesis is more appealing.
Step 2.
But yeah,
Step
even though these two are incredibly comparable since they're both based on the same movie, they are entirely different releases. Much like Batman the video game, Batman Returns, Willow, Jurassic Park, Ghostbusters, Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, Star Wars, Wayne's World,
It's
Terminator,
almost
Terminator
like
2,
a lot of them
Home
are
Alone, RoboCop,
movies
Transformers,
turned
Michael
into
Jackson,
video
Moonwalker,
games.
Dracula, Superman,
Which is
Rambo,
why it should
Rocky,
never happen.
Godfather, Waterworld, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Over the Hedge. My favorite game is Over the Hedge.
What the f does that mean?
I mean, I could go.
Remember I was
on
talking
and
about, like,
on
childhood
with
video
these
games?
licensed games,
But
because
I have
you know what
pictures
they
of
do
it.
most of the time. A version
Over the
for
Hedge is
consoles,
one of those
a version
games.
for
There's like
handhelds, a
30 or
PC
40 of
release,
them.
which
Over the
who
Hedge
the
is
hell
one of
knows
them.
what you were getting there. The power differences in audiences of
Their
each
Cars
platform
is one
were
of them
so
too.
different that at the time it wasn't unheard of to have a
Ratatouille's
version
not
for
one of
HD
them.
consoles, a version
Spider-Man's
for the
not
lower
one
end
of them.
consoles, a version for the Game Boy Advance, a version for the Nintendo DS, a version for the PSP, and a version for PC, and for most of them to be completely different games with the exact same titles. At
Wow.
some point, though, I think many start to wise
what about
up
Modern
and
Warfare-
instead of
in Modern
naming the
Warfare?
Nintendo DS version of a game, like it's just the game when in reality,
I'm playing Black Ops and lying's a sin.
later on, oftentimes these releases
Warfare
would
3.
contain
Oh,
a
my
subtitle
favorite Call of
menu
Duty.
to don't
Defiant.
give your shits to me, which, hey, I think that's a far better way to go about it.
It is.
As a kid, I wasn't privy to what a Game Boy Advance could run and what it couldn't. You tell me Tomb Raider Legend
Raider,
is on
I played
GBA,
that.
and I'm like, wow, this game on my Game Boy?
Oh, well. Tomb Raider was fun. I played through that a couple years ago. It's all on,
This
all
was
on
the
YouTube.
moment I realized.
Also, that was a Game
there's
Boy
wonder
Advance
in this
SP.
world.
Love it.
It ain't in this room. Handheld multiplats are the easiest examples
Chicken
of
Little.
two different games with the same name. Very rarely would you get a one-to-one experience between the two, or at the very least, something close enough
Oh,
to the
God.
point
Isn't
where
that
you
the
don't
Simpsons
feel
game?
like a damn fool for buying into it. Game Boy Advance,
Grand
DS,
Theft Auto.
even 3DS, all would receive games
I literally
with
talked
the
about
same
playing
title as something
like
on the home
old Grand
consoles,
Theft
and
Autos
most of
I've
the
never
time,
played before
aw,
GTA 6
Smurfs
comes out.
2? I
In
love
Paris.
that shit on my Wii U. Can't wait to play it on the go. Yeah,
That's exhilarating.
on the go.
She runs away from it.
I mean, with this, I guess they tried to convey the differences with a different box art, but like, who keeps the
I think in
Smurfs
Paris.
2 box art on tap in their mind? Oh, wait a second, this isn't my Smurfs 2. This must be something completely different. Smurfs
Why-
2!
why are they
I thought
still
this
in
wouldn't
Paris?
be happening over on the PlayStation Portable and PlayStation Vita, considering one of the key selling points of the PlayStation handhelds was how they were practically home consoles to go. This was a PlayStation 2 for your pocket, evident by
Yes.
Spider-Man 2 being a launch title for the thing. The PS2 version was incredible. I mean, swinging around in
Oh, yeah,
open
'cause
world
Sony
New
had-
York City, but now
Yeah, Sony and
portably.
Marvel
Didn't get my
with
fix on the
Spider-Man.
Game
Yeah.
Boy Advance. That's not Spider-Man 2. On the DS, not Spider-Man 2. On the N-Gage, not Spider-Man 2.
What is the
so
N-Gage?
finally,
Wait,
we
that was
get
Nokia.
not
Was that one of those?
Spider-Man 2.
I remember the,
Spider-Man 2 on
did
PSP
Sony have
is far closer to the
Nexus?
home console game than any of the other handhelds. Still isn't Spider-Man 2. If anything, it's like Spider-Man 1
one of those,
on
like,
PS2.
video game
No
fun
open
things.
world, no web swinging through the city with genuine physics, just generic-ass Spider-Man-like action, man.
They literally just put a Spider-Man
Serviceable.
skin on
But it's wild to me how
anything.
many different versions of Spider-Man 2 existed on game consoles. And sometimes the same one. Spider-Man
Oh.
2 on PSP
And what-
Spider-Man 2 on PSP. Hey, at least the cover art is different. I'm
And the
about to say
font?
my catchphrase. If you're an open season fan, you're f***ed. Yeah,
Why?
So these are UMD movie releases for the PSP.
I don't think I've
Many
seen
which
any of
were
those.
films that got
I haven't
tie-in
seen
video
any
games
of those.
also on the PSP.
Well, I think I might have saw
mean,
Spider-Man
this is a
3.
bit of a
It's Tobey
cheeky
Maguire then, yeah.
example. Like, yeah, there's 2 releases titled Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire on PSP, but one of them's the game,
Can you watch-
and one of them's the actual movie.
You can watch
So
a
it's like,
movie on
okay,
PSPs?
haha, Scott, what a fun fact. Can you please take a step back? But hey, this brings us to a
Oh,
whole
God.
new subset of this junk,
Resident
all right?
Evil
The
4.
same name, different game.
I'm playing
the
Devil May
same
Cry right now on
console.
Saturdays.
This has been something that's fascinated
And I
me
just
for
did Resident
years.
Evil 4
like
not too
Resident
long
Evil
ago.
4 on the PlayStation 4 and Resident Evil 4 on the PlayStation 4. God
One's a remake.
Damn, having these two on the shelf next to each other is so much fun.
Uh-huh.
Of course, the original game's logo just had to be for Resident Evil, and the official title on the
It's
menu
just
was
Resident
all
Evil 4.
lowercase, and then they added a parenthesis 2005 once this
That's
remake
so
was
much
a
better.
thing. And with this being a remake and this being just an HD remaster of the original,
Where's
this isn't
everybody going?
like the
Bingo?
wildest thing out there. It ain't worth slamming on your brakes in the middle of a busy intersection because you just realized there's 2 Resident Evil 4s on PS4.
I enjoyed the game.
At least
It was
that's
just
what
scary.
the government thinks. Well, how about Need for Speed Most Wanted from 2005?
Oh?
And Need for Speed Most Wanted from 2012.
Actually,
both on the Xbox
one of
360.
those games
I
might
mean,
be in
that's a
that
testament to how
group
long that
of my childhood video
generation
games, or
was.
me and my brother's
The fact
childhood
this game
video
came
games.
out at the 360's launch and that console still wasn't dead when they thought, enough time has passed. Let's reboot Need for Speed Most Wanted. But don't get it twisted. These are 2 completely different games. They have next to nothing to do
Ooh,
with each
hello.
other besides cars and racing
That's cars and racing.
and
Yeah, no.
Need for Speed. And the
Literally,
Xbox
my like
360.
very first video
Outside
game,
of those,
earliest
these
memories
two
are
different beasts.
Need for Speed
Most Wanted
games.
2005 was primarily a game for the 6th generation of consoles, the original Xbox, PS2, GameCube. But since the Xbox 360 did debut that year, and racing games are generally solid showcases for fancy new graphics, I mean,
Yeah,
there were
yeah.
3 available at the 360's launch alone, this just
Wow.
made sense.
That is
And 7
Madden
years later,
08
they thought,
console?
let's make
What?
sense again. I'd say this is less a reboot and more they just wanted to use this title again. The developers said they
it's a solid
really
title.
love the idea of being the most wanted. So just call it Best Yearned. How about this one? Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade
did they
by
just crop
Taito,
the same
and
picture?
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade by Ubisoft. Both on the NES, both completely different. Even the covers are nearly identical. Like,
why does
how
the
does
hat
this
make his
happen?
head look so
The Taito
small?
version was released in 1991, and by and large, was just an NES movie game. Dime a dozen kind of stuff here. The version by Ubisoft was actually an adaptation of this
No wonder why they
PC
got a
game
bad
titled
rep.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the action game, which helped differentiate it from
the movie.
another PC game, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, the graphic adventure. But then they wanted to bring the action game to consoles, including the NES, but just titled it Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Well, then how do we differentiate between these two? Well, this one's bad, and this one's worse.
Well, those right there were the best examples I could come up with. Same
Madden.
name, different game,
Talk about
on
Madden.
the same console. Of course, we could keep going as long as we want, but
Yes.
is it really that interesting that there are two games called Destroy All Humans on PS4?
Yes.
With one being the original and the other being a remake. Like, that's not the
Why is
same as
everything
two
being a
Crosswords
remake?
DS games.
Whoa, don't get
so
crazy
let's
now.
get things back to more traditional examples, such as Mega Man X
And Mega
And-
Man 10.
Mega Man 10.
Oh my god!
Yeah, this
I don't
one's
know
just
who
sort
that
of
is.
funny. I mean, loads of the original Mega Man games, well, their box art used regular numbers,
Mega
their
Man
title
6.
screens used Roman numerals. Hell,
Wow.
all the Game Boy releases used Roman numerals across the board, and these are also different from the console games of the same name. But around the time Mega Man 6 released on the NES, Mega Man X released
Whoa,
on
that
the
transition.
Super Nintendo. A brand new Mega Man sub-series. And
Oh.
you look at this, and
Mega
you
Man
look at
reminds me
this,
of Game Champ 3000.
and yeah, I think it would have been fair to
in her
assume this was
videos.
titled Mega Man 10. But then we got Mega Man 10 in 2010, so we have two games titled Mega Man 10. Or Mega Man X, your pick. But hey, that's par for the course
all
with
10.
this franchise. It seems like every entry has this problem. There are 4 different Mega Man 3s. This is one of them. Well, f*** it,
Is that
this
really-
counts. Oh my
Mega Man
god,
3?
5 versions and none are alike. The Punch-Out series is one of the worst offenders, though.
Oof.
Every damn game in this franchise is just titled Punch-Out or Super
I guess it's
Punch-Out.
Nintendo, yeah.
Or arm wrestling. Oh, I was hoping they were going to
arm-
call it Mega Man 3. Oh my god, 6 games? To be fair, Punch-Out's kind of in this
Scott needs to
weird
just make
territory where
games and just
these
call
games
them
are different,
most outrageous
but they're all
things.
practically remakes.
So
of
how
them.
does this
So
work?
it's
Can
hard
you
to
not, like,
fault them,
trademark
but
it
at the same time,
or something?
goddamn, just add another exclamation mark or
See,
something.
it's
I don't
trademarked right
know.
there, or maybe it's
so
just the
hard
same
to explain to
manufacturer,
somebody
or
your
same
favorite game when there's a
developers and
million others called the
publishers.
same
Publishers,
thing.
that'd be it,
I'm
right?
so tired of saying I love Africa with a K just to get the response, which one? Well, damn it, let's go simple here. There's no confusing this. My favorite game is Pong. With
Okay.
such taste like this, you may be asking, oh, what's your second favorite game?
It's...
Pong.
Oh,
God.
no. From 1992?
What the hell is this?
What?
You really named your game Pong in
After
1992?
Like, how many
And
years
released
after
it on
the-
an
yeah.
Atari computer system?
When
The
what year?
company who owns Pong? Pong is a side scroller where you are ball.
Ball's Life,
Thank
though.
God they named it this. What, do you have a better title? 7. We got
Se-
Crackdown and Crack.
Mega Man 3.
Down, Journey, Destiny, Wipeout,
Destiny,
for God's
Wipeout.
sake.
Oh, what?
Ninja Gaiden, Ninja Gaiden, Ninja Gaiden, Ninja Gaiden, Ninja Gaiden. Like, my God, how hard is it to give your game a unique title? I mean, I
Very.
know numbering entries isn't very creative, but you really gotta try to get confused with these. Let's take Madden, for example.
Ah, here we go.
Madden
Madden
is
25 and
boring,
the 25th
sure,
anniversary.
But it makes sense.
I really wonder
Hey,
why.
Sometimes they have a bit of fun. 2013 was the franchise's
Oh.
25th anniversary, so instead of Madden 14, they titled it Madden 25. That's cute and all.
Yep.
But I always wondered over a decade down the
I-
line what they call
everybody
Madden
thought
in
this.
2024.
10 years ago.
There's no escaping this hell. You can't refer to any game
But-
anymore without even a hint of confusion. Oh, Mortal Kombat.
Well, also
1.
the hype for Madden's
What the hell
died down
does
because
that
NCAA
mean?
football came
We
out,
really
which
need
I've
to
never actually played
reevaluate
any of
what
those
we're
games.
Doing here, and honestly, the video game industry should
I used to
take
play
a good
Madden
long
all the
look
time.
at me and see just how easier this is. You know what? F it. Just call me
Wait
Star
a minute.
Fox.
That's supposed to be a social security number. I just realized that's not a phone number. That's a social security number. Oh, that's funny. Console's perfect fit. Well, this was the newest Scott the Waz video, and I think this is actually the most recent upload that I've actually done by Scott the Woz, because most of the stuff has been old, so because there's like a story and underlying plot to all of his videos. But a lot of people said that I should check out this one in the comments of the last video and like the comment, so nobody said not to do that. So here we are with same name, different game, and it is certainly something. But this was, yeah, I mean, do you have any games like this that you know of? Do you have two of the same name of a game? And don't be like Grand Theft Auto 5 for the Xbox and then the Grand Theft Auto 5 for the Xbox One. And it's stuff like, or Xbox, yeah, it was 360, then the one came out. And now it's for the Series X, is it? I don't know, I don't want to buy that game for a 5th time. I'm tired of buying that game. But, yeah, no, like, completely separate franchises, but the same name. Yeah, that would be quite interesting. And let me know if you want me to, like, in the next Scott the Woz video, to have my childhood video games. And I don't know, maybe I can maybe I can get all the games and maybe talk about them. Maybe I'll do a live stream. I don't know if I'll make a video out of that. Or maybe I can do it on the gaming channel. Maybe I can play some of them. Some of them are backwards compatible. I think some of them are, but ones like Midtown Madness 3 aren't, which is one of my favorite games. And I think some of the Need for Speed games aren't as well. But yeah, I don't know. I could go over that. Maybe I can make a video and put that on the gaming channel talking about my childhood video games and which ones were my brother's, which ones were mine, and which ones I have memories of, which ones I don't. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. I look forward to reading your comments. I read every single one of them, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Hopefully I made it a tiny little better. Hope you subscribe to some of these future videos, and likes are always appreciated. But until next video, take care and keep the music.